Taopin's math industry, and we're going to be focusing on isolating variables with coefficients. In the past video, you might have seen these kind of equations when we are isolating variables. But what we're going to be doing today is with y, since that is alone. In the past video, we have isolated to make y equals blah blah blah. But in this video, there's going to be a number in front of the variable that will be isolated, and that is called a coefficient. By doing that, we're going to be trying to solve this equation, 4y plus 2x equals 64. What we're going to be trying to do is try and isolate one of the variables. Then we can rewrite the equation in a different way, but mean the same exact thing. Let's get started. So there are two variables, 4y and 2x. What we're going to try and do is to isolate one of the variables. So in this case, what we're going to be isolating is 2x. We're going to try and isolate the x variable, because when your math teacher tells you to isolate a number and a variable, the easiest way to operate through this and the easiest way to do it is by working with the coefficient with the smallest number. Imagine trying to isolate a variable like 35x. That's going to take a long time to do. So we could isolate 4y and instead of 2x, but since that coefficient of 2 is smaller than the 4, we're going to be doing that so we can better understand how to do that. The first thing to do is, since that x and that 2 is going to be isolated together, that 4y is going to become negative 4y. That x is telling that negative 4y to move and go hang out with that 64. So now we have 2x equals 64 minus that by 4y. We never insert anything for x and y, so that's why we don't know, or we don't combine like terms. 2x equals 64 minus that by 4y. That does sound like the variable is isolated, or is it? Well, there is a 2 as a coefficient right next to the variable. The variable does not like to have a coefficient in front of it when it's being isolated. So what we're going to have to do is deal with that number 2. That x wants to move 2 over the equal sign. The equal sign is like a shield or a wall separating the variables and the rest of the equation. So by doing that, we're going to have to divide everything by 2. Yeah, literally, everything by 2. Because if we divide by 2, we'll get x alone. When we get x alone, we get x equals 64 divided by 2 is 32. Then negative 4y divided by 2, that's going to be negative 2y. This is another way we can rewrite this when the variable has a coefficient in front of it. This is the same way as rewriting it as this. Let's see an example when the x just wants to be alone by itself and relax while watching TV. The other numbers are going to be isolated from the x. The x wants to be alone. So let's see an example when that happens.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
That can be an example where the x wants to relax and be alone watching TV. I hope this video has helped you. Thank you for watching Taoping Airlines Math Industry. Like and subscribe.